Now you're going to be able to see why credit card interest is better than mortgage interest. I'm going to prove it to you right here. We have a $15,000 balance at 20%. People say, oh my gosh, 20% interest. And all of the experts say you need to get rid of this because it's hurting you. When we do the math, I want to show you your interest payment on this. Your interest payment on this is $250. $250. And somebody might say, Don, if you could pay that off, you need to pay off that credit card as at 20% interest. And they're saying that without actually knowing how much interest is actually costing me that month. If I pay off the 15 grand right now, all it would save me is $250 in interest. That's it. Because that was going to be my interest charge for the month. $250 at 20% interest. Oh, listen, Don, I don't have 20% interest. I have 27% interest. Let's duplicate this tab. Let's take a look at what 27% would do. 27, nearly 30% interest on this thing, folks. Now we're looking at this thing. Oh my goodness. Oh, now it's at $337.50 at 27%. If I paid off that 15 grand today, all right. So here's what we're talking about. I've got a $15,000 credit limit balance on my credit card, $15,000. And this month, the bank wants to charge me $337.50 in interest on that this month. If I pay it all off in 1 month, I save $337.50. But even on this $200,000 loan at 6% interest, here's what the experts are saying on national news. I heard this just last Tuesday, listening to the news. Your credit card interest is 2, 3, 4, 6 times. We got 6% mortgage here. We got a credit card of 27%. That's nearly 5 times. Your credit card interest, in this case, is nearly 5 times what your mortgage interest is. And because of that, they're scaring the people, saying that because your credit card interest rate is 5 times your mortgage interest rate, you need to pay off the cards immediately. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay off the cards. I'm saying you should do it in a way, a structured way that ends up saving you more interest, because it's the long-term interest that's damaging, not how much you owe. It is the interest cost that's damaging, not the interest rate. Take a look at this, folks. If I put $15,000 down, if I pay off $15,000 on this mortgage, instead of putting $15,000 on my credit card to save $337, look at what $15,000 would do to this mortgage. I knock off almost 5.5 years off this $200,000 mortgage. And this is a $200,000 mortgage, not the $500,000, not the $600,000. This is a $200,000 mortgage. I would knock off 65 months. That's 5 years and 5 months of payments I would never have to make, and saves me $61,000 in interest. Oh my goodness. Folks, if you like this information, put a number 1 in the chat. If that was a nugget to you, that $15,000 at 27% on my credit card paid off would save me about $300 in interest. Oh, $337. But if I take the same money and put it on this mortgage at 6%, it's going to knock off 5.5 years off my mortgage and save me over $60,000 in interest. Folks, who's talking about that? Who's talking about? Are the financial gurus talking about that? Is the guy in Nashville, Tennessee talking about that? All right. Is anybody else saying that here are the numbers behind why we're giving out this advice? No, they're not talking about that. They're using fear and they're using emotion to get you to focus where you shouldn't be focused, on the interest rate instead of the interest cost. And folks, if you want to know more about what we're doing here and why we're doing it, getting the information out, if you have a mortgage, if you have student loans, if you have credit cards, if you have car loans, if you have all of that, some people have all of that going on and they're wanting to know, what can we do about it? Okay, here's what you could do about it. Okay, look at my 10K card. That's ice10k.com. If you click on that, you will see to get a savings and earnings report. Get a savings and earnings report. And when you get the savings and earnings report, all right, here's what you have to do. You will fill in your financial information on all of your loans. If you put all of that in there, all right, put everything in on your savings and earnings report. So what's going to happen is this. We're going to tell you the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free. The month, day, and year you will be debt free. And how much interest you're going to save. And how much of the bank's money is actually going to pay for this lifetime program. Because remember, if you buy a bushel of apples for $10 and you sell that bushel of apple for $20, you didn't pay anything for the apples. If we can save you an average of $150,000 in interest, and you pay a small percentage of that interest for the program, that's money that you would have given the bank, but you use some of that to pay for this lifetime program. It didn't cost you anything. You're saving way more money than you're ever paying. Besides, it's the interest you would have given the bank anyhow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Plus, it's a lifetime program. So I've got people who are paying off their fourth mortgage on this program since they got it. And they only paid for it once. Ooh-wee. It's a gift that just keeps on giving. And also, get the book. Get my book today as well. All right. It is called The P.I.L.L Method, A Better Way to Eliminate Debt. You'll find it on Amazon. You'll get it at the same card, ice10k.com. You can click on that button that says get the book. It takes you straight there. It's the only book out of 33 million titles that gives you an introduction to this information. And while you need a computer system to help you to understand all of this, it gives you the basic understanding. Everybody needs a basic understanding of their finances so that they can take this information and take it to the next level, and then the next level, and then the next level. This gives you a great foundation and understanding for the first time in your life that the banks since 1934 have been charging us more interest than we need to pay, 75% more interest than we need to pay. So get the information that's going to give you the background, the foundation to build on. This is the most powerful debt elimination system ever created. And we shared this information with one of our celebrities, and we have a celebrity endorsement from Mr. E.T., the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas. And we're going to play that for you right now. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. One of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.